Stock tip. Best stock setups.
Hi, I'm Marcel Todea from StockTip, and this week I'm going to give you some more free setups. We're talking about 4 free setups today, 3 longs and 1 short for good measure. I've updated the scan list on stock-tip.com. I think there are about 100 new scans and setups for you available there. You only need to just subscribe, and they are going to be updated every week. Every week you'll find a couple of perhaps 100 new ones for you to choose and to make your own. So the first setup is Bros. Bros broke out last week and has reached a major support level or major resistance level, and it managed to conquer this as well. And now we have one mother bar and 3 inside candles with a nice triangle here. So as you know, the triangle is mostly a confirmation of the trend, of the direction we are going, and this is up. Perhaps tomorrow, so Monday or Tuesday, we are going to get a confirmation and a new breakout out of this formation, and with that we would have a risk. Perhaps this would be our risk, so about $5, and with an upside of about, or I would buy it above last week's high, so above 60, so the upside would be 20. So a risk reward ratio of 1 to 4 in bronze. This is a top setup. I hope you enjoy it. So I also put it on the top list, top setups. Then the next long is FLS, Flowserve. Flowserve managed to conquer the moving averages, the 50, 20, and the 90 moving averages, and we also have here an ascending triangle. If we manage to break out of this ascending triangle, then the sky is the limit. But personally, I think that the first target would be, so the first resistance would be here, perhaps the point to take some profit. Then the next one, perhaps the gap fill, and it's nice to be optimistic, but I think this is the last point on our last target on our journey. So 37. As you know, the stop would be here beneath the low of the last two days, so beneath the low of Thursday, and the breakout would be above last week's high, and that would be here, so above 33.3, I would say. So a huge upside here also. So we are talking about $1 risk and an upside of at least 2, at least. So in the worst case 2, in the better case 4, and in the best case then 6. So 1 to 6, not bad. The next setup on our list is a SHLX, or Shell Midstream Partners. I would be a little careful with this because the oil is pretty much overbought here. That's why I would be careful with it, but it's definitely a setup that we had on your watch list. Another triangle, so we're looking for another confirmation of our upwards trend, for uptrend. The break, as I've already said, by the other two would be above last week high, and that would be above Friday's high, above 13. Let's make it 13.2 for good measure, and the low beneath Friday's low, and that would mean 12.4. Yes, so this would be our risk. Again, 1 point. No, not 1 point, I think 0.7. The first target would be here at about 14. So this would be the first target, so 2 to 1, so 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, and I think this journey would continue on this journey, would continue to go upwards. So up, then another consolidation, up, then another consolidation. So the final target would be 16, so somewhere in the range of 16. Of course, there's room for much more, but if you are going to keep it nice and to keep it realistic, I think in the best case scenario we can hope of 16, 15 or 16 at the moment. So another nice setup. And the last setup, last but not least, the last free setup is a short candidate from the financial service sector. At the moment, the financial sector is looking isn't looking that weak actually. You can decide for your own if you're going to take this setup. It looks pretty good. So you see here, this is the support line which has been broken. Then there was a nice bounce here, but this bounce started looking like a consolidation this week. So if you're going to break it down below last week's low, then I think this would make for a nice entry on the short side with a stop. I would place the stop or simply above Friday's high and not higher. I think that's enough. And the first target would be perhaps 87. So you should get some room, not that much, but if you make a measured move here, I think you could land somewhere in this range. So somewhere in this range, and that's pretty much where one of the last resistance was. So in the range of 75. I think this would be a nice range here. So you have here some downside or upside or whatever you want to call it. These are this week's free setups. Remember, there are plenty more on our website, stock-tip.com. All you have to do is subscribe. As I said, I think I've added about 100 this week. We just have to see if the markets are going our way or not. Okay, so bye-bye.